What's happening, everybody? This is your main man, Frank Kern, coming to you live with, of course, the Lead Magnet Show. And forgot the number. Wait, don't tell me. 305-865-8668. Totally didn't even remember it. Forgot it. 305-865-8668 if you need help with your marketing. Today we're going to be talking about 5 marketing mistakes that will cost you money. Almost everybody is either making these or has made them at some point. If you stop making them, you'll stop losing the money. So let's dig into it. First of all, look at this beautiful graphics that were laid out for us here. All right, let's get started. So I was listening to this podcast. Johnny, look at that. Did you? Hey, I did that with my mind. All right. I was listening to this podcast the other day. Let's see if this will keep on doing that. And this is pretty cool. By a dude named Jocko Willink. And he had the saying that his default is aggressive. This is starting to mess with me here, this little stuff. All right. So the overall theme of what we're going to be talking about in terms of doing your marketing stuff is that your default mode of marketing needs to be aggressive. Now, here's what that does not mean. It doesn't mean you need to be pushy. It doesn't mean your marketing needs to be bad or offensive or annoying, but it does mean that you need to perpetually be on the offense all the time, constantly going out and trying to get new business, making yourself known, making your presence known, and more importantly, letting people know the benefits of doing business with you and specifically how whatever it is you're selling can help them. So this is the overarching thing. If you're ever not in this mode of being aggressive in your marketplace in terms of promotion and how often you're marketing and how hard you're hitting it, you're losing ground. So you're either going forward or you're going backwards. Because if you're standing still and you're not promoting and you're not marketing, your competition is, your mind share in your marketplace is diminishing, you're getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and if you keep going, the business is going to go away. All right, so this big thing that we want to have is a general theme of today's conversation. Default equals aggressive. All right, so I'm going to just start a new one. I wonder how we make it normal, because this is kind of weirding me out a little bit here.
Press the minus button.
The minus, oh, look at that.
And then the A.
Look at this.
Like the second.
My gosh, it's like you've done it before. Look at there. Okay, so mistake number 1 is fear, okay? So this is the weirdest thing. This is my 20th year in advising entrepreneurs specifically on the topic of increasing revenue in their business through advertising and marketing. Started in 1999. Main vehicle I do that with is the internet. So it's a long time. Tallied it up as like 87,000 something hours. And here is some irrational stuff that I see. I've done it myself. We've all been there. No, what's the word? Ivory towers here today. Just regular style towers, all right? And this is fear. It is being afraid to advertise, all right? And here's what I've seen, and I wonder if you've ever experienced this too. Someone will have no problem whatsoever going out and like buying the latest and greatest course or attending yet another workshop for, let's say, multiple thousands of dollars. But when it comes time to make some small little test, like $100 test or something on an ad, they freak out, especially if that first $100 test doesn't work. So if you're approaching your advertising from a position of fear where you're very scarcity driven and you're like, oh my God, if this first $100 test doesn't work today, and then your brain starts to extrapolate it out, like, what if I do this every day and 20 years from now I'm gonna be homeless eating cat food or whatever, then that's gonna mess you up. And it's a mistake. And it's normal human nature, by the way, to kind of get weirded out like that. So you have to control your own mind and be like, okay, look, what I'm really doing right now is I'm laying the foundation for the next thing that I want to share with you. And you know what, guys? When I said 5 things, it's really more than 5. I've just copied Jared's last one. Yeah, these are bonus things that can mess you up, all right? By the way, if you need help with anything, 305-865-8668. Why can't I remember? I heard the number 1,000 times. Okay, so here's the next one. All right, where was I? I got thrown off by the dang phone number is what happened. All right, so we were talking about the fear. We were talking about extrapolation. All right. The next thing is to not understand what marketing really is doing for you and what advertising is really doing for you. And that is setting up an endless flow and self-perpetuating flow of what I call tomorrow money. All right. So if you go out and you run an ad today, let's say you use TV for whatever reason, you're like, okay, like here we are, we exist, give us money, like your normal TV ad. Or let's say Coca-Cola goes out and they run a big TV campaign today. It's not like everybody who sees that ad is going to be like, hot diggity, Jimmy, I done saw me one of them ads for the Coca-Cola. Let's ride down to 7-Eleven and get us a couple 6-packs and some moon pies. Come on, who's with me? Like, this is not how it works, right? So what happens is we go in, we start creating ads, and by we, I mean most people have thankfully gotten over this, but it took me like 19 years to get over it, right? So we go in, we start creating ads and everything, and we're just like hitting refresh on the computer going, well, I spent $100 on this test. Am I rich yet? Because maybe you saw one of those webinars or something. They're like, hey, all you got to do is spend $5 a day on Facebook and you're going to be richer and you know what to do with, right? And so people like get that in their minds. And what we fail to realize is that your ads today are an investment into customers that are coming in tomorrow. And the reason this is true, by the way, is because I've done said it multiple times that I messed that up. There we go. I've done said it multiple times that your market is made up of these types of people. You got 3 types of buyers: today buyers, future buyers, and never buyers. What your advertising should be doing is it should always be planting seeds in this fertile soil, which is going to be future buyers. The overwhelming majority of your customers are people that are thinking about buying your stuff right now. They're in that like 60 to 45, 60-day period where they're starting to go on Google and search up Ford F-150 reviews, right? Or they're starting to browse around, best baby stroller, or they're starting to think about where to stay in the Bahamas for my vacation or whatever. That's how most people buy stuff. So when you're running ads, what you really should be understanding is you're getting in front of these guys, and if you stay in front of them and you run the ads right, and I'll tell you how to run the ads right here in a minute, this is where the money is. The hardest money to get is a campaign that focuses on the today buyer, and here's why. Everybody else is focusing on the today buyer. It is the single most competitive part of the market, and the today buyer has been inundated with pitches nonstop. So this person's at the point where he's like, oh, great, another one of these pitches. You're about to drive me crazy. I just want to get the damn car the fastest way possible or whatever. Someone just leave me alone. You know what I mean? So this is where you should be focusing. Now, mistake number next. That's a true number, all right? That's a real number, by the way. Yeah, welcome to the Kern School of Mathematicism. Okay, mistake number next is targeting the wrong people. And this is a big deal, all right? We got 3 groups of buyers: today buyers, future buyers, and then never buyers. The overwhelming majority of ads are not targeted, meaning that they're really being shown to people that have no interest today or in the future in buying your stuff. It would be like if you were selling cat food to dog owners, right? Or trying to. They own dogs. They don't want any cat food. These are never buyers. So the overwhelming majority of ads you see, like on television, are my favorites, which are the ones that are on the what do you call them, bus stop benches. And it's always some dude's face on there. It's almost always a realtor, and then inevitably something gets drawn on the guy's face that makes it hilarious. I think we all know what we're talking about here. A mustache, get your minds out of the gutter, right? All of that stuff is targeting never buyers, people that just don't care. They're not interested whatsoever. So if you're running ads that aren't precisely targeted to exactly who you want, and if you're not targeting with these guys in mind, the future buyers, you might as well just be throwing money away, right? So that's a very, very critical mistake, which is not targeting, okay? I feel like I'm just blasting through these mistakes right now. Trying to save everybody. Let's take a call. Natalie, we got a call? Uh-oh, look at her. She's giving me like, she's going like this.
She gets to call.
I do.
Uh-oh. Are any of them easy?
Yeah.
Okay. All of them really easy.
I've got one right now.
I don't mean morally. I mean the questions that they're asking. Okay. Yeah. We want to make sure we're not insulting anybody here. Okay. Lay them on me.
Okay. You got Brandon in California.
Brandon, California. Okay, Brandon, what's happening, man?
Hey, what's going on, Frank? How are you,
Man, just working like a dog over here. You know, trying to make Grant some money. The poor guy's only got one plane. So
Yeah,
I'm
only
just,
one, man. That's
yeah, I'm trying to help him out. You know how it goes.
You're such a good man.
Well, some people say hero. I just say simple American trying to do the right thing for his neighbor. You know, what can I help you with, man?
Hey, so I'm an online fitness trainer.
Mm-hmm.
I sell high-ticket coaching one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
The objective is obviously to get people on the phone so that I can sell them the high-ticketing coaching. Minimum program starts at $1,000 for like 4 months and stuff like that, and it goes up. Having a lot of trouble, like bringing in people that are qualified, but a lot of the people that I talk to don't have money. So I was doing a 7-day free challenge where I help them and I give them like tips on what to do in 7 days. But because it's free, I think it's the reason why I'm bringing in the wrong type of people.
Okay.
So
Yep. Probably is.
My quick. Mm-hmm.
I just want to map out your process real quick. So they come into the free challenge, they get a bunch of emails and stuff. You're helping them jump around and showing them videos, etc. And then what's your call to action that actually gets them into your sales process once they're here in this world?
So once they opt into the challenge, the next video, the thank you page, I'm giving them a call to action to book a call.
Oh, right there. Okay. All right. So they don't book a call right away, I would assume.
Yeah. Right.
So what happens in between?
Then there's a video every day that I send them, and like day 3, I give them a call to action again to book a call.
Okay. And then, okay, so CTA, y'all at home, CTA just stands for call to actions. That's when you tell somebody to do something. Okay, is this the whole machine?
And then again on day 7, I have like a mini webinar kind of thing where I give them information, and then at the end I give them a call to action again.
Is it a live webinar or pre-recorded?
Pre-recorded.
Okay. All right. And then what?
And then I just hope they book a call. Now, one thing I didn't mention is when they opt into the challenge, before they go to the landing page, they come in with the messages on Facebook. So when I see them in the messages, I also go in there and try to get them, like warm them up and find out what the problem they're having is and see if I can get them to jump on the call before everything else.
Cool. So one of the big mistakes we can make is assuming. All right, so you might be right, by the way. They might all be broke, but $1,000 ain't much money. So I don't believe them, okay? So tell me how many people you've spoken to out of this process. So how many have you gotten free, roughly, unless you have the exact numbers in front of you? How many free guys have you had? How many calls have you actually held?
I've had about 130 people opt into the challenge, and I've had, let's see how many calls I've had. I track all the data so I can see. I think I've had 6 calls.
Cool. And any sales?
Look at that.
Man, you'd know if you had one.
Yeah, I have it in my. I had 2 sales.
Guess what you do not have? You do not have a problem. What did it cost you to put these 130 people into this free thing?
So my cost per lead was $52. Cost per call was $186. And I have them fill out an application before they get on the call just to see if they qualify. And the cost per app is $153.
So you spent 186 times 6 on the ads?
Yes.
Which is, what is that? Math people?
Actually, my ad spend for last month was $463 because I only did it for about 2 weeks.
So you actually spent $463 to get 2 sales?
Yeah.
So you spent $463 and got back $2,000. That right there is what's called real good. So we call it in the professional circles, real good. As your primary care physician, your doctor, and your attorney, my professional advice to you is to do more of that. Because what your brain's doing is it's saying, I talked to 6 and 4 of them told me they didn't have any money, instead of saying, holy crap, I got damn near 5x ROI on an ad spend right there. You're doing good, man.
Got it.
Keep going. Math, baby.
Thank you.
That was the assuming. Assuming will kill you. Assuming will kill you just as bad as worryation. A friend of mine named Johnny Finney used to tell me that. I worked with this guy, did hardcore manual labor with him when I was a kid, and I'd worry about stuff. He'd go, Frank, that worryation will kill you. And he was right, and so will assuming. Assuming will kill your wallet. Okay, let's say, we got another one? Well, fine, come on with us. Give us another one then.
All right,
That was a good one.
Sebastian in Texas.
Okay, Sebastian in Texas. What's happening, man? Calling Sebastian. This is Frank to Sebastian, over. Come in, Sebastian. This is Miami to Texas. Come in, Texas.
All right, here he is.
There he is, okay. That was the special effects that did it. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all
I can
good.
hear you fine.
What's happening, man?
Hi, so I have a question. I actually run a lead magnet for real estate agents. I currently work with real estate agents. And I wasn't able to pull a single lead. So what I believe is I'm probably targeting the wrong audience, or I guess the ad wasn't good enough, probably.
Well, let's see. Let's do us some math today. Let's do math on Tuesday. So tell me about the campaign. How was it set up? What were you trying to get them to do? Driving them to a web page, messenger ad? I'm assuming
Yeah,
you were
so
on the
basically,
Facebooks.
It was a Facebook ad,
Mhm.
and I was trying to bring them to a landing page.
Okay.
And then from there, we were gonna give them a list of homes under 250K.
Okay.
And like I said, I mean, we didn't have any single lead, and the ad ran probably for probably like 2 days.
2 days. Okay.
Yeah, 3.
So you were trying to generate buyers then, buyer leads. Yeah?
Yeah, buyer leads, exactly.
Okay. So do you remember how many people went to the web page?
Actually, I believe like 101. Yeah.
Okay, so you have two possible problems here, all right? Possible problem number one is three. Possible problem number one is there ain't nobody want a list of cheap homes. Don't know if that's the case. Don't really know what they're looking for over there in the Texas. Problem number two
Right.
could be what the copy was on this landing page. So anytime you have an internet campaign, first of all, these results are typical. Something's going to go wrong in your ads, right? So that's another big mistake people have is they'll just quit. They'll be like, well, ads don't work, instead of realizing, well, it's probably like one of several areas. So in this campaign, in a campaign like the one that you're talking about, which is essentially a lead gen campaign, you have an ad. This goes into an opt-in page. And then this goes into an email sequence, usually 3 days or whatever. 3 days is indicated by 112 now apparently. And that's all driving them to some kind of call to action, right? Like a web page or whatever.
Yes.
All right, so in a funnel like this or a campaign like this thing can break in only one of these four areas. Either A, no one clicks on the ad. B, people do click on the ad, but they don't give their contact info here. C, they give their contact info, but they don't open or click these emails. Or number D, which is a new number, they don't do whatever you're asking them to do at the other web page, like buy the stuff or register for the webinar or schedule a call or whatever. So it sounds like this was working okay. You got clicks, right? But this
Yes.
was broken. And so now diagnostically, all you got to do is be like, well, all we got to do is change the words and pictures on the page until we get opt-ins from those clicks. Now, this is making one assumption. And I'm going to dork out on y'all for a minute, but I want to save you from getting hosed. When you're running ads on social media, which you should never be running your ads on social media unless you're A, really good at it, or B, hire someone like, Kern.com, for example, to do it for you. Every ad needs to have a specific objective, all right? And I don't mean what you want it to do. I mean, within Facebook itself, you can tell Facebook, hey, I want you to get me clicks, or I want you to get me engagement, or I want you to get me video views, or I want you to get me reach, or or I want you to get me conversions. Here's my suspicion. This ad was set as a clicks objective. And when you do that, all Facebook's algorithm does, it says, okay, let's just go show this ad to a bunch of people who have historically clicked stuff, and then you got exactly what you asked for, which was clicks. When in reality, you probably should have set this for conversion. So these are one of your two things that were wrong there.
Yeah.
So it's either the ad wasn't created properly, like you literally pressed the wrong button. So like we do this every day, you know, we come and fix this kind of stuff. So this is a huge one. Should be an N there. So it's either that or the opt-in page sucked and it didn't say the right stuff on there. And that's, both of these are really easy to fix. All right, but don't make mistake number next, which is to quit advertising. Because if you quit watering that field, I can guarantee you all the plants in the orchard are going to die and there will be no harvest down the line. You always got to be watering it. Hot digger, we're just full of metaphors is what we're full of today here, Natalie, is what we're doing down here at the Cardone Kern. Guys, if you want us to, Crazy Eddie's House of Advertising is where we're at. If you want some help with this, y'all, if you'd rather have us handle it for you, we'd be delighted. Go to CardoneKern.com, little ad agency, me and some guy. You might know his name's Grant Cardone. We own it together. I'm the younger and better looking of the two, obviously. Okay, so thing number next is quitting, for sure. The next thing, aside from that, because we just kind of went over that, is this idea of retracting. I learned this from our old buddy Grant Cardone. Now, as business owners, it's real easy for us to get short-sighted, AKA weirded out when things aren't. We do it like to extremes. When things are going well, we'll get real short-sighted and we'll be like, things are going great. They're always going to be great. Why don't we go buy ourselves a couple more motorcycles or something? I mean, I've never done that. I'm financially brilliant, but other people have. Okay, so we do that, or we'll be like, oh man, this month was slow. Every other month is going to be slow in the future. We better stop everything and retract and be afraid. And remember at the very beginning of our conversation today, what's the default mode? Should always be aggressive. Default equals aggressive. That's not from me, that's from Jocko. He a bad mofo, you should check him out. He's pretty smart, okay? So when your business slows down, you can start being like, well, I better cut marketing expenses or whatever. And what you're doing basically is you're saying, well, the fruit on the tree is not as big as it was last season. I might as well stop watering the tree. Well, that doesn't make any damn sense. You ain't gonna have no fruit at all. You stop watering the tree, right? So you never want to retract. Instead, you could examine your campaigns, kind of like what we just went through a minute ago with Sebastian, to say, okay, analytically speaking, where's this thing potentially hosed up? And then fix them. But the answer is never to cut marketing, ever, right? And incidentally, that would sound like a self-serving thing of me to say, because so many agencies take a percentage of ad spend. We don't. We charge a flat rate, so we don't give a damn. If you spend $1 billion in ads, you're still paying us the same amount. So it's not like, okay, let's get them to spend more because we get paid more. It's irrelevant to us. You spend more because it brings in more customers and you're happier and your business thrives. You can hire more people. It's good for the economy. It's good for the world. All right? Were you giving me a secret signal over there? Okay, don't be signaling me. All right, don't be throwing me off my game. Okay, let's see. Who's that watching? Who's that? That's Ryan Secco. Look at there. Man, I tell you, that guy's traveling the world, having fun on weekdays. Ain't supposed to be having no fun on a weekday. Come on, man. Got a tan and everything. Okay, next mistake. We're way in the bonus round of mistakes that will just totally hose you is this, all right? Not adhering to this classic formula. And that is offers equal money. So a lot of times what we'll do as an agency is we'll come into a situation and folks will be like, yeah, we were hoping you could help us increase sales. And I'll say, how are things going? And they'll say, well, they're going pretty good. And then we'll take a look at their campaigns, and their campaigns will say stuff like, we exist and we have existed for quite some time. And have a look at this logo. And they don't actually try to sell anything. All right, so that's mistake number one. They're not actually actively saying something like, come on down here to Crazy Eddie's House of Crazy Eddiness. Just like exponential Crazy Eddie now is what we've gotten. You know, come on down here to Crazy Eddie's House of replicated Crazy Eddies, all right, and buy something. Instead, they're just saying, yep, hey, we're here. look at this logo. I mean, ain't that something? That some bitch is nicer than it could be, ain't it? Right? And so they make absolutely no offer whatsoever. It's super common. They're laughing like this is ridiculous. Dude, I'm telling you, as an ad guy, 90% of all advertisements are like this. Like, just go through the paper. Or better yet, pick up Vogue or something and look at the millions and millions and millions of dollars that's spent on media where they don't actually tell the person to go and do anything. So what you want to be doing is you want your ad to always be making offers, right? I mean, I made you guys an offer 4 times today already. If you want us to do this for you, go to CardoneKern.com, right? Look at there, 6 times, just slipped it right in. I went from 4 straight to 6. The 5th one was silent. I did it with my mind. I mind offered you, all right? But you always got to be making offers every single day. And this isn't just in your ads, right? Like if you have a customer database or an email list or prospects, you got to stay in front of them all the time. And here's what will happen, all right? So we do this, I do it, everybody does. Actually, I don't do it because I'm perfect, as you can tell by my incredibly athletic physique. But everybody else in the world does except me because I'm perfect, right? That's not true at all. I do it too. As we make this mistake where we're like, well, I made that offer a couple weeks ago. Surely they sat by their phone or by the computer or the mail and they got the offer and they looked at it and they contemplated it and they pasted it to their refrigerator and they got the wife and they said, honey, Martha, get the kids out of the yard and come and let's review this offer that they sent us. And as a family, weigh the pros and cons of whether or not we should consider it. And then they left it there on their refrigerator and upset. No, dude, they didn't do that. They don't care about us at all. The average consumer's bombarded with, the stat says something like 3,500 ads every day. You could literally say the same offer over and over and over again, and you're not going to burn them out because they're just, unfortunately, they're not paying that much attention to us, right? So we will take their attention for granted. We'll think that they're like, that our stuff is as important to them as it is to us, but it's not because they selfishly don't obsess over everything we're doing, right? So that was the other one. And I think we'll do the final one, the final mistake. Oh, but there's so many. We're going to keep on going with the bonus mistakes. Y'all mind? They don't mind. They can't even respond back to me. I'm just talking to a camera right now. This is a one-sided conversation. I'm pretty much right this entire time because nobody can even respond. I told you all, didn't I? Yeah, see there? Look at that. Okay, so here's the next one, all right? Being inconsistent. Not even going to try to spell it. Just inon. I left out the C. Is inconsistent with a silent C. Insistent. Right? This is the new way to spell it. This is the Latin root of the word inconsistent. Happens all the time. Right? Oh, dude, see it so much. Client will have a huge month. Everything's great. And then they'll be like, okay, that was great. Let's just kind of pull back for a little while. Like, what? No. Name of the game, by the way, is momentum. What good marketing does, aside from building your brand, genuinely helping people, and selling your stuff, is it gives you forward momentum. An object in motion tends to what? Stay in motion. If you're inconsistent with your ads, it's like you get the car running and then it comes to a stop and then you got to crank it back up again and then it comes to a stop. And as you know, that'll tear the motor up. It's no good. No bueno, right? So never ever be inconsistent. Never lose momentum. Maintain momentum through marketing. Just like the dude I was talking to that does the fitness thing. Homie could have probably sold 20 of those things. He just left the damn ads running, all right? But he lost momentum because he was focused on the people who said no, not realizing he spent $400-something and brought in $2,000. It was a pretty good ROI, So, come on. Okay, final one is believing the customer, all right? Do not believe your customer when you say, which one of these ways did you hear about us? A, B, or C? Google, Facebook, friend, psychic message that got through the tinfoil helmet that you wear at night, right? Because what most people do, including myself, is we'll be like, whatever the first one is that doesn't require me to think about anything or continue this conversation for 1 second longer than absolutely necessary, because I'm just here to buy this stuff and don't really feel like talking to you at all. I just want to go home and get back to the Xbox, where I was having a perfectly good game of Call of Duty before my need for Fritos overtook me and I had to leave and go to the store, right? So if we believe people, your consumer, when you're asking them where they heard from you, you're just getting made up data. But it gets even worse, because typically the business owner, this will be the business owner, right? You as the business owner will give the directive to the kid that's working for you, right? And this is the kid that's working for you. He's like, what's up, bro? Yeah, man. I'm here, I'm showing up kind of on time, you know? I just went to like bro and everything. And it was sick, mad broness. And then he goes, hey, bro, where did you guys hear about us and stuff? You heard about us on the promo on the Bromo, right, man? And then the business owner will go, Tommy, where are people hearing about us? He's like, oh, they said they mostly heard about us on the thing, whatever. And then you believe in this dipshit, right? And he's believing these guys who he's not even probably really asking the question of. So when you do that, you're getting bad data. And good marketing should always be driven. Hey, that's really how people talk. I've just managed to offend an entire generation of people by it. But I'm pushing 50. Are they? Hey, look, man, all they got to do is just find pictures of me from a couple of years ago. All right? I am that guy, right? I am. There's no was. I still am that guy. I'm just, I put on a pretty good front right now. I'm like, I don't know, man. Just like press some buttons on Google, dude, and see what happens. It'd be killer. Hit send on the email, and if they open it, send it again. If they don't, write something else, which is kind of like the way it works, But anyway, data-driven, baby. You got to have good data, and good data is never anecdotal. It's never like, yeah, man, the people, said, the people being like 3 customers that even bothered filling out the form. Brett said that the people, all 3 of them said they heard about us from the magazine ad that happened to be the top of the list of choices, like, ixnay on that. That's not data. All marketing should be data-driven, meaning you know exactly what's working and what ain't, and keep on doing it. If it's working, do more of it, right? The money's always in the math, as we demonstrated with my man from wherever he was at. Was it Texas?
Texas.
Yeah. Was it Sebastian? Or somebody. Texas, California. One of those dudes. Exactly. Okay. What do you think? I think that's it. All right then. How about them apples? Guys, I appreciate all of the people who constantly call and send written notice saying how much they prefer this show to Jared Glant's show. It's really nice of you to say that. And just keep them coming, really. Just keep the cards and everything coming, saying this is way better than Jared's, who's on vacation right now in Mykonos, incidentally. I'm up this morning, 6:30, going like, hey, dude, talking about building a sales team for the agency. Hey, man, I got to interview a guy today. Never interviewed a guy in my life. I write ads. I don't interview people. I'm not a good people person. I'm like, hey, man, what should I say in this interview? Jared's texting me back. I'm expecting to get something good, Mistake number A right there. And he's like, I'm busy right now. It's a picture of Jared's feet, which nobody wants to see under any circumstances, A, all right? And then like with this expanse of C with a cigar and a cocktail. It's 6:30 in the morning, by the way. Hey, first step is to admit you have a problem, right? Okay, first step, all right? We're praying for you, little buddy. Okay, now granted, it wasn't 6:30 in the morning there, but still, he deserves the hassle. I hope he's having fun there. Y'all, have a good week. Don't make these mistakes. Keep on marketing. If you want us to do it for you, go to CardoneKern.com. We got you, baby. Take it easy.
$10 million to put on this event, somewhere around $10 million, probably over that, I just don't want to admit it.
No one fills up a stadium with 35,000 people for personal development.
They're not only coming back, it's growing.
So to be here and to be able to listen to several, you're going to get so much information.
And I think what Grant Cardone has done maybe better than any person in the world is he has empowered people. He's 10x'd them.
The fact that Grant is around all these people, I know he's doing something right.
We just came from Poland, from Romania.
Coming all the way from Israel.
I'm from Italy. We are very excited to see Grant Cardone.
I've been following Grant for about 6 months, and it's been the craziest 6 months of my life.
Ever since I started following Grant, my money's doubled.
We've had 300% growth in our business. In 1 year, we've increased our sales by $250,000. A few years ago, I was in a car accident. I hit a tree at 120 miles an hour. I woke up not knowing 10 years of my life, so I was lost. I went from just being a leasing consultant with a $25,000 income, now I'm making 6 figures, and it wouldn't have been possible without Grant Cardone.
Something's really wrong with Grant. He's so crazy, man, but his craziness is so compelling. I'm attracted to crazy people. Because in order to be successful, it's got to be something wrong with you.
It's possible to live your dream if you work hard, if you're consistent, if you follow the Cardones.
But you can no longer afford to play small, to think small, or to act small.
So you guys could leave here and say, I just went to the best conference I've ever been to.